Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a Mother's Day card to share with you featuring a digital stamp by Rachelle Anne Miller. This one is called Animal Valentines Giraffe. I actually printed this image a while ago actually when it was released, but I ended up using another one of these Animal Valentines for my card back then. And I printed these images really small. I have 3 of these giraffes lined up. That's just in case that it didn't work out with fussy cut and I wanted to try again. So I was lucky that the first time around it worked. As you know, since I need to fussy cut digital images if I want to use some dimension, I tend to do that first before coloring. Not that I find it easier to color whenever things are already die cut or fussy cut. It's just because I'm not that good at fussy cutting. I'm not comfortable with it. So in case I mess up, I can just start over without having messed up an image that I already colored in. So that's why I am fussy cutting first, and this is sped up quite a bit, but at the same time I think it's always mesmerizing seeing people do things like this. It looks so simple, sped up, but I think it's actually sped up like how many times? Like 300% or what, so it took way more time than what you see here, if only. So for the coloring, I'm going to have pops of red on this card with that white background, let it pop. I'm doing some simple coloring with Copic markers. The combinations are listed on my blog post. For the balloon, 3 colors. For the giraffe, there are a few more, but it is kind of limited with this amount of, well, with just this one image, as it is a clean and simple card. Later on, I am going to create mom, with this image being the O. I love replacing letters. I think it's genius. I definitely did not invent it. There are so many more inspirational cards out there for you guys. For the M, I actually took some red cardstock, but you can definitely also just use the same red markers and then just do some ink blending. Here I am just really simple coloring the giraffe. I'm not trying to avoid the dots because they will be darker, so I can go over it with other markers and you will not see that I just continued coloring. The shadowing on the balloon as well as on the giraffe are on the right side, kind of bottom right side, and I'm just blending it out with my markers. So I tried also to have a few lighter areas and then a few darker. This color wasn't doing it for me as the darkest one, so I actually ended up going over it. The yellow red 27, that I added E37 as well, just to darken it up a bit. It was a bit too soft for me this way. So there we go. And then actually this card went really quickly. As you can imagine, it's a clean and simple card, but it just needs to be right. That's the only issue with clean and simple cards. It might seem that there isn't a lot of time put into, but the tiny details stand out, and if, for example, the mom was added wonky or not centered, it would have stood out and it would kind of ruin the card. So just make sure to pay attention to all of those tiny details and do not skip anything, because they stand out even more with clean and simple. So this is the image. I just added some white jelly roll pen details on the eyes and then a tiny bit of glow on the balloon. So for the mom, I'm using the Impact Alphabet by My Favorite Things, which is just a crazy useful die to have. The Cranberry cardstock is by Concord the 9th. I still have like the basic rainbow colors that they came out with. I love it. And then they came out with tons more colors and I couldn't get my hands on it via Carte Nouveau. But the thing is that I ordered like the mini cubes and apparently it was not possible back in the day because it has been a while since I purchased cardstock and stuff. But it wasn't possible in Europe to get my hands on just the additional mini cubes, and so therefore I still haven't gotten any of the other cardstocks because I love the rainbow by Concord and 9. It's just spectacular, and the additions that they added like in the meantime already a few years ago I think It's just so stunning, but I need everything or I'm like withholding a bit, you know. Okay, so mom, and then I added, decided that I wanted maybe to add like a secondary sentiment aside from the mom, and I took the typed everyday stem set by Hello Bluebird. I love typed sentiments. It gives something playful at the same time. It's really neat. It's not straight. It's a bit wonky, but straight enough. It's just, I love it. So I went for the typed everyday stem set, and I actually took the I love you sentiment out of it, just because you can. And as you could have seen, there are multiple areas where you can add the sentiment, also on the side from the mom, like vertically, but I ended up adding it just really simple below, also tidying in the giraffe a tiny bit, and here with my T-square ruler I'm making sure that I have the same white space left and right from the mom. Next, for the giraffe, I'm using my thin foam squares here to have a bit of dimension on this card. You don't have to, but you can. So if you don't want to fussy cut, you can just print your giraffe in the center, die cut an A2 size rectangle around it, and then add your letters. You can also make a dad card. I must admit, still need to make some dad cards. And I had an idea also to replace the A, and then my coloring went wrong, and so I had to restart, but it was with a digital stamp, so I need to print it out again. I wasn't as smart as with this giraffe to print it multiple times. So here I added I love you before I added the dimension, and then I'm going to add the giraffe. I'm going to show the card a bit closer up because you can stop right here if you want to, and it works great. I'm going to add it to a card base with some tape roller, and then well, I actually considered stopping right here, but then I thought, well, why not add a tiny bit of glossy accents? So I'm going to cover this card with glossy accents onto the M's and onto the heart. So actually each red element will have the glossy accent. So there is kind of a logic to it. Okay, just take your time whenever adding it to letters because you don't want it to go overboard. If you go over outside of the letters, you can always fix it, but I suggest doing that quite quickly with a craft knife or anything kind of sharp, thin, so that you can really go right against the edge to fix that, because this way you can preserve kind of a lot. So there we go. I didn't want to add too much or just wiggle around too much on the heart because I have that white jelly roll pen detail. It's not that visible on the pictures, but it's still there and kept in place. Sometimes if you overwork it, it can kind of run out, the white jelly roll pen, and so to avoid that I just went quickly, smoothly doing so. So that is my card for today. It's a really simple one, but I think with a lot of impact. I love those big letters, and then replacing one with this cute image. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you like, of course, the end result. I hope that I could inspire you today. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you all an incredible day, and I'll be back soon with some more craft inspiration. Bye!